Curious how much of Saturday impacted tonight and how big was tonight's win?
I don't know that Saturday impacted tonight. I mean, I don't know what the players said, but I don't know that it did. I think we would have been excited to play tonight against Houston regardless. So I think I don't think that had much to do with our energy level being better or anything like that. I think if we'd have played well Saturday, I think we would have been the same team tonight.
What were the keys to your guys' defensive effort, and how were you able to lock down their guards so effectively?
I thought our ball screen defense was really good. You know, the big stayed until he picked the dribble up a lot more. If you look at it, they didn't get near as many open looks. I know Sharp scored, I think, off the short roll to start the second half when we helped too much, and Kingston, made one or two late. But other than that, I thought our ball screen defense was right on point, and that was good. Even when we were switching, I thought we switched up and just didn't let them get to their spots.
And then kind of a specific thing, Kelvin said they were trying to get Sanak open at the three-point line early. He ends up starting 0 for 5, I guess, and you guys got a lot of extra possessions out of that. What was your approach to how you were going to defend his outside shooting?
It wasn't how we were going to defend him. It was how we were going to defend the guards. So we stayed with the ball screen. So we had to give something up. So that meant one big was guarding their two bigs, and if they played to the roll or to the pick and pop, that would be something that we were probably going to have to give up. So we were probably fortunate that he didn't make a couple early, but I think for the most part we did defend him pretty well.
Bill, what did you think of Florey's defense tonight?
I thought he's great. Florey is plus 17. He scores 4 points, gets 7 rebounds, and to me, he can hedge a ball screen. He can stay with a guard. He can cover for a guy. He did a lot of really, really good things tonight. I thought he was terrific. I thought obviously Mel had a stretch there in the second half where he dominated the game, speed wise and loose ball wise and everything. When we kind of pulled ahead and Bryson was really, really solid. I thought he did some good things and then of course Trey was the best player in the game offensively for sure. So we did some good things tonight, and it was a good team win. I thought everybody contributed, and Maury off the bench was great.
Bill, Kelvin said Kansas is just one of those teams you just never know, but they're pretty good, and he said so are they. Do you know yet? I mean, are you closing in on figuring out exactly what you guys are or need to be or any of that?
Well, I think I have a decent feel of what we need to be.
Sure.
I'm not sure I know who we are totally. Cincinnati played great the other day. People make a big deal about they played great, but we allowed them to play great. That was the difference tonight. We didn't allow Houston to get a rhythm, so they didn't allow us to get one either. So it was the best looking ugly was going to win the game, and we were just a little bit better than that. But I thought that, do I know who we are? No, but I still think we got time to figure it out a little bit. But it was a big step in the right direction, having Darren out there, the vast majority of the time too, and finishing the game.
One more on Florey. You've talked plenty about his defensive player of the year type presence, block shots is what everybody sees. Tonight he switched on the guard, Guzan missed the 3, but he got the rebound on that too.
Yeah, the thing about it is with Florey is, ball screen or can he guard his man and go bluff to take away a cut or take away a shot and get back to his man? There's a lot of things that he does. And if you look at plus minus, guy scores 4 points, he's plus 17. So I thought he was great. I just think he's so good defensively.
For you guys offensively, how important is it that Trey got out of the shooting slump he was in and projecting forward? How important is it for him that he continues to be aggressive offensively?
Well, I think I'll disagree with you to an extent. I think he was less aggressive, and he made easy plays. You shoot the ball when you're open, you pass it when you're not. You go rebound the ball, you get fouled, getting rebounds and getting, you know, I thought he was exceptional offensively, but I think up until this, when you're pressing, you try to do too much sometimes, and I didn't think he did that tonight. I thought he'd let the game come to him. He made the game easy tonight for himself.
And yesterday, when you talked to the students before, or I guess during lottery, correct me if I'm wrong, is that something you've done before? And
No, I got to work yesterday morning around 7:30. Didn't sleep great Saturday night, and I'm pulling into the towers, by the towers, and I'm not exaggerating. It took me 15 minutes to get from the towers to the parking garage, and I don't know what's going on. There's cars and people everywhere. I thought maybe there was a church service or something going on, and whatever. And they were all kids though, but all the parking lots were full. All the stuff was going on, and I'm driving. I go by the crosswalk, which you know, one thing about campus. Whenever kids go across the crosswalk, it seems like there's one every 10 feet. So you got to wait 5 minutes before the last one to get across. They don't go in groups. They'd rather stretch it out. So I was talking. I put my window down and I asked a dude, "Hey man, what's going on? Why all the people?" And his response was, "It's Houston." I said, "Wow." So I park and then I go into the arena, and I walk out there, and I don't know how many people there, but it was 2,500 at that time. So I go down, and I ask the dude who's running it, "Hey, you care if I talk to these guys?" And he said, "No, that'd be great." So he said the door shut at 8. This was about 7:30, 7:40 or whatever. The door shut at 8, and so then I went out there and just said, appreciate them and everything, But that's the first time I did that, and that was also the first time I'd ever known that there's a lottery that takes place on a Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. too.
Bill, Darren had a stretch second half where I think Fleming scores on him on a pull-up, and then he comes down and hits the VHO 3 right in front of the bench, and you said something to him as he was running down. Do you remember kind of the exchange you had?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Guard. I think that he was good tonight, and he stretches the floor and does different things to allow other people to have space and stuff like that. But the one thing about it is I still think that he can be a much better defender. And I think the time that Kingston scored on him, he backed off of him. And so that was probably what I was saying.
And I think you said recently, like, you haven't necessarily had the chance to really coach him.
Yeah.
Was tonight like a more normal experience? It felt like you were playing him for longer stretches.
Yeah.
You had him maybe more on the ball than you've had in the past. Just kind of.
Well, I want him on the ball in case we want to play behind the ball screen traps. But I think that when I say haven't had a chance to coach him, I'm talking about day to day on the court, where you can actually worry about the details that go into winning more so than the meat and potatoes of just being out there. But tonight he was great. He was great. His attitude was great, and hopefully he felt well. And I think he talked to you guys. But hopefully he felt well, and it'll be a great way to move forward.
How would you describe the rebounding effort and the work required to out-rebound a team like Houston by 5?
I thought we were great. You know what Houston does better than anybody probably in America is they back tap offensive rebounds. So they just go, jump, and then don't even try to get it. They just back tap it, and they're great at it. And they got like 2 or 3 early, but after that, I don't think it was near as much. And I thought our defensive rebound was really good. And to be honest, our offensive rebound wasn't poor. I thought we did a good job on the glass.
Coach, after North Carolina and Duke, some of the guys on the team emphasized how important those games were for the growth of the team. How much have you seen these guys grow across the year?
Well, I think if you look, has Trey gotten better? Has Flory gotten better? Has Bryson gotten better? Has Melvin gotten better? Has Mari and Marco gotten better? I think you could make a strong case that we've improved individually. But I think winning some of those games without Darren, even though it stunk, it may have been not the worst thing for us because it forced guys to be players as opposed to be contributors in many ways, and so that was positive. So now we just got to find a blend and a balance that we can do a little bit of everything.
What was the message before the game? I know you said Cincinnati played well, and we would all agree with that, but did you have to give any special messages? You don't often lose here and then have to.
No, I didn't
play
talk about
like
losing at Allen Fieldhouse. I didn't talk about that. That's something for you guys to talk about. Our record here is pretty good, but it's not perfect and it's not going to be perfect. So we sucked the other day. We contributed to them playing well, and they were great. Their bigs dominated us, and you guys watched the game too. But basketball is a long season. If you're going to play 35 games or whatever it is, you're going to have some games like that. And we weren't good enough to overcome that game where maybe in some of the teams in the past we play that way, we were able to overcome it. But I didn't. Was that extra motivation? I don't think so. I think we were playing Houston, and a top 5 team in the country. Is that the 3rd top 5 team in the country we've beaten so far this year? So that was the motivation. Just getting a chance to play them.
What did you think of the atmosphere?
That is great. Yeah, it's been good. We've been really spoiled. We played 4 games this year so far against Connecticut, Iowa State, Arizona, and so we played 4 games against teams that were ranked basically in the top 5 when they came in here. I don't know that we'll get a better home schedule. Maybe as certainly not in the immediate future when I'm coaching, because I can't believe that there'll be a better lineup of teams that come in here.
As a Hall of Famer, do you think Kelvin should get in? He's a finalist, and are you hoping he does?
I'm not an expert on judging, except I do know this: there's not a better ball coach in America than Kelvin Sampson. So what you don't have to be in the hall to be one of the best. There's a lot of great coaches that aren't, but certainly if he's a finalist, I hope he gets in because I think he's terrific.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Coach.
All right.